And then yesterday probably you had a doubt regarding something at the end of class. Either we can continue with the doubt and clarify it, or I'll start with the next topic. Or if even anybody else has any doubt.
Good morning, Sudhanshu sir.
Good morning. Okay, I'll start with the next topic then. So next we have wildfire. Okay, and configuration of wildfire is uh, very easy, just like those other security profiles that we had. It's just that the way the way it behaves, that's important as well. So we'll discuss the theory. Okay, configuration wise, it's just like creating those other security profiles. You create this security profile as well and apply it. So it's simple. You go here, you have a wildfire analysis profile, and you can modify some things by cloning it if you want. But most of the times people uh, don't do it. But just in case you want to be specific about which files I want to upload to the Wildfire public cloud. Okay, then you can select individual file types. Okay, like I want this to be sent to public cloud or like that. If you have no such configuration to do, if you want for any file type, any application direction, any like upload, download, I want to submit it to public cloud, then you don't even need to clone this profile. You just plain go and apply it into the security policy. Okay. So configuration wise, that's it. What you need. Okay. But we have to understand the working of it, and let's spend some time understanding working, and I'll show you how to test it as well. Okay. Okay. So again, this part is related to check security profiles. That's the content ID part, and like traffic processing wise, you won't see wildfire written anywhere. And what is a wildfire? Okay. Wildfire, like I have introduced earlier, it's a sandboxing environment by Palo Alto, and a cloud-based sandboxing environment, which where you can, if you feel like there's a file which might be suspicious, or maybe it is a malware, you can submit those files to the Wildfire public cloud, and they'll detonate them there. Okay, when you say detonate, that means that basically those particular files will be tried to run in a very controlled environment there. Okay, like in Wildfire, Palo Alto has Windows 7, Windows, XP, Windows 10, Linux, Apple, and many such operating systems, and their virtual machines running. And then what happens is, once you upload the file, they'll try to run it in a controlled environment where they are actually constantly monitoring it. Okay, once they analyze it and monitor, they'll give you a report back and a verdict whether that file was really a malware or it was a false positive, and you can then, based on that, take action if you have. Okay, now because there is a lot of Wildfire submissions, so Palo Alto says that we give updates for Wildfire every 5 minutes, even every 1 minute now, I think. So they say. Okay, moving on. Now, what they do there is, like, there is machine learning. Okay, in which basically just by looking at some key features of the program, they get to know that whether it looks like a malware or not, or whether it's something malicious or not. Okay, based on some common key features that are found in malicious files. Another thing they do is they do static analysis, in which basically individual characteristics of files are analyzed, like you know individual characteristics. I mean, like what kind of code, if there is any. Okay, and obviously there will be some form of code. They try to find the specific characteristics. We'll discuss static analysis machine learning in detail later. Okay, now this is dynamic analysis, where I was saying, like, virtual machines are run, where a controlled virtual machine environment where your file that you submit to Wildfire Cloud is detonated. Also, they give you the option of bare metal analysis, means a lot of these malwares are sensitive, and sensitive, like, or like sensitive in the sense, like, they are programmed in a way that they check the environment in which they are being run. And since they understand that a lot of sandboxing environments are virtual machines, they'll the first thing that malware does, even before doing anything malicious, is to check the environment, whether it is a virtual machine or a hardware. So if it finds, like, if it has been programmed by a very good attacker, they might realize that this is not a bare metal machine. Bare metal machine means a hardware running directly the operating system. Okay, maybe it's a controlled VMware environment. So once it detects that if it is a virtual machine environment, what it is going to do is it is going to not run there or not behave any malicious. So you cannot detect everything in dynamic analysis by running things in a virtual machine environment. So for that, if you have, if you want, and if Palo Alto further feels that we need to have a bare metal analysis for this, they'll run it in a proper physical machine environment. Okay. Now let's look at like what happens. Why do we need malware? Sorry, why do we need wildfire protection, and how does it actually prevent? See, this is what happens without wildfire and next generation firewall. So suppose we have a router, and somebody has this docx file maybe attached to their email, which seems uh, like a word file, but it is actually a malware file. Now, when the person who requests this file downloads it from the internet, okay, uh, and runs it, it infects the system. Okay. Now the network devices didn't do anything to stop the spread of this. So this file will be delivered to the initial patient zero or initial infection, and then it will move laterally within your company environment to other virtual LANs or other environments. Okay, and slowly everybody is going to get infected. Okay. Now, what happens with wildfire is like this. Same thing. Now the difference is the Palo Alto Next Generation Firewall is the gateway to internet. So when this guy downloads a docx file now, Palo Alto here is going to make a copy of this docx file and submit it to the Wildfire public cloud. Okay. Obviously, you cannot prevent the initial infection because this file was not found to be malicious by antivirus. Okay, it's found to be malicious once it runs in the public cloud environment. Okay, so what happens here is like you cannot prevent initial infection with wildfire. What you can do is, like I told you, that there is a community approach to this. So suppose if there is a 0-day attack and maybe one of the persons, sorry, not person, but like one of the machines gets infected, we'll submit it to the Wildfire public cloud. There in the public cloud, they'll do static analysis, dynamic analysis, bare metal analysis, like I introduced to you. And once it finds something related to that, like once it finds a verdict, like this was a malware, then it will generate signatures for that and send them to update servers. Okay, from where firewall can download every 5 minutes the wildfire antivirus signature updates. Okay, so the benefit of this will be that first thing, this same type or same method or same file cannot be used with cannot be used for attack at different organizations. Okay. Yeah, obviously. See, if you didn't submit the file to the cloud, then how are other people going to get to know that? There is no way that. See, that was telemetry. We discussed telemetry like some time back. That was for all the threats and logs. Okay. Yeah.
I have one
That
doubt.
was for sharing all the threat intelligence, even for known viruses. Okay. Like I tried to download a EICR file. Now firewall caught it, right? But still, even that information will be shared. That was telemetry. No, that's not sandboxing environment at all. That's wildfire.
Uh, Sudhanshu sir,
Mhm.
if there is a copy and which is shared to the public cloud, then if anybody can then use that file.
No, it's like Palo Alto says that we don't allow access to the file. Your data will be safe in that. But still, if you are skeptical, if you are like, I don't want to submit to the public cloud, they give you option of having a private cloud. Means, buying an appliance from Palo Alto. Basically, at the grassroots level, it's basically um, a server. Okay, a server that you run in your environment to have it run these wildfire files. Okay, so you can have your own private cloud if you don't feel comfortable submitting files to the public cloud. Also, you can be specific. See, like uh, suppose, let's say a bank. Okay, a bank might be sensitive to submitting Microsoft Excel files, right, to public cloud, but they might not be that much caring about if exe files are submitted. Are you getting my point? Because you should not download any viruses or any executable files from internet. Why is a bank employee downloading? Because all the software that needs to be installed should be installed by the system admin, not like by an employee. Are you getting my point? So that's why, I gave you the option. I showed you that you can be selective in like which file types get submitted to the public cloud.
It's only
Okay.
for the application, right?
No, we can be specific even about the file type.
File type. So any license is required for this function?
Yeah. You can mention the file types.
So we need to procure any license for this function?
Yeah, wildfire requires a license.
What is the
I
requirement? Because of it will fetch every time, every 5 minutes from the cloud, updated signature. So is it required? License is required if it suppose we are not getting any license for the wildfire.
Then you don't get those updates. I'm saying like
so how it will detect
when
so how it will detect the updated signatures and like
then
so
you don't get it. See, it's simple. If you want more security, you pay more.
okay. So other than function is will be work as usual.
You
but
can have all other functions and leave wildfire. That's possible as well. But usually, these are the things actually which make it more secure. Okay, like you don't want it to be used as a traditional firewall. Okay, you want this threat intelligence to be shared among community as well as because see, if you share, you get back. Okay, so if you purchase this license, you also get updates. It's not necessary that all the attacks are going to happen at your organization. So most of the people who buy Palo Alto, they buy this wildfire license. Yes. We'll discuss licensing. I didn't get you. No. See, telemetry configuration was separate compared to wildfire. For telemetry, you went to device, set up telemetry. Okay, and here. Telemetry is not giving you updates for just viruses. Okay, if you read this, this is for even application report, and it's like, you know, when you install a software, sometimes it asks you, do you want to share information with follow with that particular vendor who makes that software to improve it further. A lot of times softwares ask this, right? And then you can say like, okay, I want to share, or I don't want to share. Okay. Okay. Now I'll clarify one more thing here. Sometimes people are like, okay, if wildfire protects me, what does antivirus profile do? And if antivirus profile protects me, what does wildfire do? Right? That's also because that's also protecting, antivirus is also protecting us against malware, right? Hmm? So it's about this thing. Suppose I want updates faster. Okay. I want updates every 5 minutes. Then you go for the wildfire license. Okay. After 24 hours or sometimes 2 days, they release the antivirus updates having all the signatures to all people having antivirus licenses. Okay. But the thing is, like, for that particular time till they release it in the antivirus updates, you are exposed. So if you want, think of it as wildfire is like the express antivirus service compared to, you know, the regular antivirus service. Okay, we'll discuss even this with licenses. Okay, so same thing, like I told you, it detects malicious files and turns unknown malware into known malware. Okay, so if there is a malware which has not been used anywhere previously, okay, that's what we also refer to as zero-day malware. Okay, zero-day malware is a brand new malware. Okay, antivirus security profile is what prevents further spread of the malware, because once you get updates from the cloud, once this firewall gets updates from the cloud, then its antivirus profiles can check people for, you know, similar malware. Okay, like I told you, wildfire does not prevent initial infection. Okay, so signatures are provided to update server at 5-minute interval. There are questions in the certification exam having questions like this. Okay. Okay, and malware detection and signature creation not guaranteed within 5 minutes. Okay, what I mean by that is, see, sometimes people think that, okay, I'll submit the file to the public cloud and they'll run it and give me updates in 5 minutes for this file. Not necessary. Okay, why? I'll tell you. They cannot guarantee that in 5 minutes you will get updates about this thing that you submitted. Why? Let's take an example. Suppose I'm a very good attacker. And what I have done is I have done coding of this docx file that once it downloads, its code should not be triggered immediately, because then maybe the user notices that, okay, they downloaded this and something bad happened. So suppose I want that once I have this file, its code uh, should be triggered after maybe 30 minutes or so. Now, even if you submit and they run it in a virtual machine environment, there is no way that they can figure out and submit the details back to you in less time. Are you getting my point? So it's not like they guarantee that whatever file you are submitting will create signatures for that within 5 minutes. No. Okay. Like I told you, attack delays and box evasiveness, all these things matter. Okay. Now, we have three things, okay, three main things. Like I told you, there's static analysis. And static analysis and machine learning, static analysis via machine learning basically executes, doesn't execute the file actually. It actually just looks at the general behavior, like, uh, specific parts of code in the file to figure out that, this is something uh, that is commonly found in a malware file. So it's just, a general analysis. Okay. And the machine learning is basically like, based on historical things. They find a lot of files of malware behaving like this. So based on that, they try to figure out. If they don't figure it out via static analysis and machine learning, they do dynamic unpacking, as in, file is run in a virtual machine environment. And you see, they have most of the commoner operating systems. They have Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 10, Mac OS, Android, and Linux. And there the file will be run in a virtual machine environment. Once that is done, if they find it as a threat, fine. If they don't still find it as a threat, then it's run on bare metal, like the actual hardware. Fine. It might take a little more time to detect and give a report back. See, they have their custom built virtual machines. They do a lot of things there. Okay, it's not just like they have their tools which modify things so that most of the malwares get triggered. Okay, but it's like, no, it's not modifying the malware code. Like, I'll give you an example. Suppose suppose there's a malware, okay, which was downloaded at 8 a.m. Today in my laptop. Okay, and what it does, it checks the system time that till it's 9 o'clock, because I was downloaded at 8 o'clock. That was the date and time created stamp for my file. Till the time it's 9 o'clock, I won't execute. So, what I'm trying to say is, like, with uh, with those tools, I'm not saying like exact tools like this is the tool, but there are many such tools for malware analysis which might, modify date and time a little bit for those virtual machines and bare metal, because they have done a lot of automation in that. Okay. Are you getting my point? So instead of waiting for 1 hour, if it takes time from system, yeah. So now I'm just giving you an overview. Okay, there are a lot of things that they have in there. Okay, they don't reveal it publicly, obviously, because they don't want their competitors to know this stuff. Okay, so you won't be able to know complete like what they do in dynamic analysis. Okay, like I told you, static analysis, in this they detect known threats by analyzing characteristics of samples prior to execution. Okay, and then there is machine learning, in which they identify variants of known threats by comparing malware feature sets against a dynamically update classification system. So, you know, basically, you can think of it as like, doing statistical analysis. Like commonly, this type of file has this type of code. There's those kind of things. Then dynamic unpacking is like where they unpack files, because maybe the file is encrypted, or maybe it's a package which contains multiple files. Okay, this is what is available only in Wildfire Cloud Analysis. Okay, then there is dynamic analysis, okay, in which I told you that they have built these virtual machine environments where they submit your file to see real world effects in behavior. Okay. Finally, we have bare metal analysis. Again, this is only for Wildfire Cloud, where they have hardware machines. So if there is a malware that detects that I'm in a virtual machine environment, it will be run in a bare metal analysis environment to figure out further threats. So that's why I said, it depends on the time frame. Like if they find, if they don't find anything in this and they have to go till this bare metal analysis, it's going to consume more time compared to, they just figuring out something from machine learning. Okay. In the dynamic analysis environment, they have all the commonly used operating systems.
So a lot of updates are received like in within 5 minutes. So is there requirement any server or any where it is safe in the file or
It's saved in the firewall. See, let me clarify one thing. You don't submit all the files to the cloud. Okay. Suppose I'm downloading a 1 GB file. Okay. Now it is very difficult to upload 1 GB file to Wildfire public cloud, right?
yes.
And at the same time, it's very less likely that a very big file will have malware in it. Reason for that is, see, when an attacker codes any malware, what they generally try to do is they try to keep the file size smaller. Okay, because it's like, I'm trying to fool you as a user into, or I'm trying to trick you as a user into downloading something which you should not have downloaded. Okay, are you getting my point? So you don't want, like, as an attacker's mindset, you don't want very big files, because maybe if the 1 GB file takes 10-15 minutes or 20 minutes to download, in the meantime that user might realize that, okay, I shouldn't download it and maybe cancel it out. Okay, I'm just telling you the mindset. Okay,
Yes, actually,
so
yes. Actually, my question is, the sandbox is after sandboxing, the wildfire generate the signature and send to the all connected devices, firewalls.
Firewall.
Okay. Yes. So my question is, suppose in my firewall the wildfire function is enabled. Okay, licensed. So it will get every 5 minutes. It will receive every 5 minutes the updates. Okay, updated signature related to file types. So where it is saving that that type of signature? Can we see or
In the wildfire, in the firewall, in the firewall's SSD.
yes.
Okay. You see, you check here the system log. Every, now and then it checks this wildfire
Okay,
update, and
it's
sometimes it also
okay. It
finds
will
no new
display
update.
only yes, wildfire updated and updated time.
Yeah. Like in my file, if you see in my firewall, here for dynamic updates, for wildfire, we had configured every minute check, right?
Yes.
So if you say every minute check, it's checking every minute, but sometimes it's not finding any new wildfire updates.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like here it downloaded from 368 to 369.
Yes. So according to the signature, it will take the action. So we have to block or allow to install or
Another thing, let me clarify. See, this is the firewall. Okay. What do you mean by signature? I'll tell you. If you take any file, we can have a a hash value for it, right? Using SHA or MD5, right? You might have seen this while downloading some softwares as well, like even at Microsoft.com. A lot of these big companies, if you try to download software from them, okay, I'm just randomly opening any one of the switches, and suppose I'm trying to download iOS for it. Okay, now you see for all these iOSs, okay, or any file, you can have a SHA checksum or a MD5 checksum. Are you getting my point?
yes, yes.
But it's not for just Cisco. Okay, you can take
I
up
can
any file.
understand.
Yeah. Now, what happens is, imagine this. Suppose there is a 1 MB genuine software. Okay, some genuine software that people use. Okay, not a malware. I'm just taking smaller sizes because generally bigger size files are not uploaded to the Wildfire cloud. Okay, suppose there's a 1 MB software. Okay, maybe PuTTY. Okay, actually it's lesser than 1 MB sometimes. Okay, Now, what happens is, suppose I'm just taking an example. Nowhere in the world has anybody downloaded Putty, suppose. Then what happens is, suppose this is one customer, this is another customer, this is third customer. Okay. When you download this file and firewall looks at the file, it will check for its hash value.
Before
And
downloading?
like while it is downloading, okay? Because see, you are not blocking it. You are allowing the first person to download.
Yes.
Because this is we are checking it for unknown malware. We are not checking it for known malware. If it is known malware, it will be stopped right here from the antivirus profile. This guy won't get it, right? But I'm just saying, like, suppose this guy downloads this file. Now, firewall here will check the hash value of this exe file. Okay. And once it checks the hash value of this file, it will suppose file nowhere in any Palo Alto customer's firewall has it seen this file. It's going to submit it to the Wildfire public cloud. Okay, because it might be a unknown. Okay, so it submits it to Wildfire. Okay, and it will get a verdict, right? Suppose it gets a verdict. Okay, there are many different verdicts. I'll just show you quickly. There is benign, graveware, malware, phishing. We are going to come to that. Okay. I just wanted to show you that so that you don't go into the details of it. But verdict for this, since this